George Magoha now says parents should be ready anytime for reopening of schools. This comes as various higher learning institutions are on the rush to fulfill the Ministry of Health protocols. However, it is now emerging that public primary and secondary schools are still lagging behind in preparations for resumption of in-person learning, as George Maringa now reports from Meru.
The month of August is coming to an end, and as it were, parents and students would have jumped bookshops to buy books and stationery in preparation for the third term. But with the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, things have now changed. Even for bookshop owners such as Nelly Mukiri, this is a different August.
Things have been tough. No selling. From morning to evening, you are serving at least a maximum of 5 customers a day.
The Ministry of Health has issued guidelines for in-person learning once the President gives a go-ahead. They include proper sanitation points and observing social distancing. KTN News has established that most private and faith-based primary and secondary schools are ahead with the preparations. At Fred's Academy in North Imenti, for instance, the hand-washing points have been installed as maintenance of the playground continues. In fact, the director says they're just waiting for the announcement and have in the meantime been offering virtual classes to pupils.
For the parents, we shall also keep them standby, and we will be allowing them even to make inquiries through the office to find out what is happening about the children during the day and even during the weekend.
The same is witnessed at St. Dorothy's Massimo School in Mikindori, Tigania East. This faith-based institution is a day and boarding primary school with a population of about 390 pupils. The coordinator, Father Bernard Njero, says they are more than ready.
We have already put a fountain with many taps so that the children can come in. As they come into school, they wash their hands. We have fenced the compound so that the students can be restricted from moving or intermingling with other people when they come to school.
They too have had to invent new ways of connecting with their pupils as renovations around the school hit top gear. On the flip side, public primary schools are a no-go zone as the gates remain under lock and key. Sources indicate that they are still awaiting communication from the Ministry of Education. On the other hand, teachers employed by boards of management are yet to receive the promised salaries.
Huo mshahara tunausikia tu katika matangazo, na sasa hatujawahi kupata mshahara huo. Tunaendelea tu kusubiri. Huwa tunasema labda siku itafika, siku njema itawahi kufika.
Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha now says reopening could happen anytime.
We are observing the curve, and we are supposed to observe the curve for at least 2 weeks when it hits 5. Do you get the point? And I'm hoping that by the time 3 weeks comes, that will have happened, so that we can sit down and make hard decisions together.
Kenya has over 100,000 schools with 15 million learners. Reopening learning institutions will without doubt present many challenges. In Africa, learning institutions are closed in 14 countries and partially open in 19 others for examination purposes. Currently, 12 countries are planning to resume classroom learning in September. Schools may reopen anytime now after what could be termed as the longest disruption in the academic calendar. This, even as the World Health Organization continues to urge the safe reopening of schools across Africa in the new normal. George Maringa, KTN News in Meru County.